Okay, so this is a big one. What should I know about Oahu's property tax system before buying a home in Hawaii? Now, just real quickly, when you say Oahu's property tax system, are you strictly talking about Oahu, or are we going to be talking a little bit about the entire state here of Hawaii?
Yeah, I mean, let's start off with that. What's interesting is Hawaii as a state does not have a standardized property tax system for the entire state. It is based on the county, and the county is more or less the different islands. So Maui County, Maui, and I believe it would Molokai
Hawaii,
Lanai fall under that. Big Island is Hawaii Island. Kauai
right?
is its own county. And Oahu is its own county, or Honolulu County is. And in doing so, each county has its own not only property tax system or property tax rates, but it also has its own land use, its own, zoning. They're all different. And that's a part of the reason why you and I work together on things is, hey, I stay in my lane. It's hard enough staying on top of the Oahu market and all the things that change.
Right.
You're the expert on the Big Island. I have a client that's looking to buy over there. Hey, guy, here you go, because I can't stay up on that. And it's different, right?
Right. And it's different on your occupancy too, whether you're an owner occupant or you're a part-time resident, the tax rate changes. But and it's
so
some people love to collect information. I remember I had a buyer once. We walked into a house and they were only remotely considering buying a house instead of a condo. So I said, well, let's go look at a few houses. There's an open house over here and there's a couple vacant houses. We went into this house and they had some kind of solar system. And the guy says to the realtor, oh, I'm going to need the information on that solar system. And I pulled him aside and I said, you do not need the information on that solar system unless you intend on buying this house. Do you intend on buying this house? And he said, well, no, but I'm just interested in solar. I said, well, go online. I mean, I told him, I said, you don't need that information, right now. So when you do come to Hawaii and you are actually start thinking about it, make looking into the tax system part of your process. I will say this in general. I mean, they do charge non-residents more money if you don't live here full time. But if there's anything that doesn't cost as much in Hawaii in terms of percentage, property tax is one of those things.
Yeah, so I'll break down Oahu's. I'm interested to hear Big Islands because I actually don't remember. Oahu. Do you remember it?
Well, I mean, essentially, I mean, I keep it very simple in terms of, I mean, I kind of take it situation by situation, just because, I don't want to tell one buyer or seller one thing and another one another thing, because there's also the tax of owning a house. There's also the tax of selling a house, which let's not get into that, but different stuff. It's pretty simple here. I think for you to explain Oahu, I might just at the end of it say, well, so what?
Yeah, so Oahu's tax rate, and I'll just break this down because the question is, what should I know? And so for residential property taxes, if you're going to be an owner occupant, it is 3.5 cents per every $1,000 of assessed value. So the simplistic form of understanding that is for every $1 million of assessed value, and that assessed value is determined by the city and county every year, and it adjusts every year. It's $3,500 per every $1 million. So if it's less, you just do the calculation.
So I'm not a math whiz, but is that 3.5%?
It's actually, I think, 0.035%.
Okay.
And then now you would file a home tax exemption. In order to get that property tax rate, you have to file a home tax exemption. And then you actually can get an additional reduction on your property taxes based on that home tax exemption based on your age. I won't get into that, but the basics for primary resident, owner occupant, let's call it, is $3,500 for every $1 million of assessed value. So if it's $2 million, it's $7,000 a year. That's per year, which is some of the lowest in the country from a percentage standpoint. If you're a non-owner occupant, meaning second home, investor, whatever, or you forget to file your home property tax exemption, then it's, let me double check. It's $4 per every $1,000 of assessed value up to $1 million. So 4,000. If your property is assessed at $1 million, it's $4,000. And then once you get above that, it's basically $11.40 per every 1,000. So it significantly jumps. That's $11,400 per year for the second million. And if for the third million, it's another $11,400. So it goes from not too bad to almost tripling once you get above $1 million of assessed value.
Yeah. So in essence, I mean, the tax system, obviously, if you're paying more taxes for a house, it's because generally either you're not a resident, but as you say, the value goes up, that you're paying more tax because, your house is worth a lot more and that person or entity is worth a lot more.
Tax the rich, tax the non-Hawaii people.
Yeah, well, and I understand. I'm going to say I understand that. So, anyways,
there's even a proposal for a vacant home tax right now that I don't see passing. But
yeah, which you had sent me the article, and I saw that, and yeah, those are the types of things that, I mean, there's other issues that we constantly deal with besides that, but okay.
Yep.